So here is the Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro. And I'm going to go ahead and remove this whole extruder unit and tear it apart and show you how to disassemble and reassemble it. Go through as detailed as I can. This will be my first tutorial of any kind, so, well, my first printer troubleshooting repair tutorial. Okay, I'll say that. So first off, you're gonna want to go ahead, make sure you got your machine cooled down. We're gonna go ahead and move this guy up some so we can get in there. Now what I like to do before I even start is, no matter what bed I have on here, what build plate I have on here, I like to remove it because I've dropped stuff. As you can see, there's a little, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a little dent there from me dropping something on there from doing this when the bed was more forward. But so that's my first thing I do, is I remove the build plate. You raise this guy up. You don't have to go that high. I went a bit crazy, so hey, that might help a little bit. All right, so you can go ahead, open these guys up, pull this guy off. Let's see. Got my iFixit kit with my printed hinge system, of course. I love this kit, and since I use mine so much, I got some spin to it. So this is going to be a number 2 Allen, I believe. I guess we'll double check. Yep, number 2 Allen. Okay, so here is those 2mm Allens that's holding the extruder on this carriage, as well as this support for the cable, so it can't just be pulled out. So go ahead and remove these. I normally do the bottom first, and then I'll take one of the top out, loosen them both up, take one of the top out, and then hold the extruder while I take the other out so it doesn't destroy anything. So all right, it's all the way loose. It just doesn't want to come out right this second. There it goes. All right, one of the top ones, and we'll support the extruder and slowly take the other one out. Oh, no, we won't, because I'm a dummy and there's 2 screws up front that we still have to remove. So you don't need to support it yet. So here's these screws. Go ahead and take these out because you're going to be moving this around. This is going to fall out. Set these all to the side. 3 of them. All identical. Go ahead and set those to the side. All right. Let's get to the other side and see what we got. Okay. So here, there's 5 screws all together. I told you, first tutorial. I'm figuring it out with you. So we can go ahead and take one of these guys out. Same M2 Allen, but much shorter screws for the front one. We got that guy out. We're going to go ahead and support it now. Just give him a little support just underneath. Right, go ahead and take this guy out. There we go. So we got those 2 screws removed. So we got 5 screws from that total, 2 in the front, 3 in the back. Here we have the extruder and Hotend Assembly off now. So what we're going to do is we're not going to take any other screws out. We've already took out those 5 to remove it. We're just going to pull. But now you got to be careful, because you're going to have this fan wire, which we can pull out. Which I'm going to have to get something a little smaller, because my hands just isn't going to allow that. So I know I said smaller, right? And then I grab a giant pair of pliers. Come on. And you should probably be a lot more gentler than I'm being with mine. I think I've just messed with mine too many times, and it don't want to come out anymore. Okay, hold on. We'll get this guy. You just need a little more convincing. Okay, so we got him unhooked, right? So now, can you remove it? You got one more, but it gives you a little more play. See that guy? He gives you a little more play, so you can just get him. You don't want that coming out, so you hold that. Gosh, darn. Okay. Man, is this that new assembly I put on? Okay, so as you can see, if these do come off, or they pull off with that, just separate them and push this back on first, and make sure your pins are straight still. Make sure you don't bend them up. And yeah, so there you have, now you have this assembly apart. This is just your 2 part cooling fans. So you can set this off to the side unless this is the part you're working on. And then if so, very simple Phillips screwdriver removal of these fans. I can make another video of that if requested, but it's a pretty simple process. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are going to take this board off. So we got our number 2 Allen. Get that guy off. Go ahead and pull that board off. Okay. Now we have our, this is our bed leveling. We go ahead and pull this off, which is the thermostat. As I said before, be gentler than me. I've done this way too many times of just cleaning it and everything. Okay, so here you have your duct fan, or your heating block fan. Heating block. Cooling block. Cooling fins. Fan for the cooling fin. Cooling, hot end cooling fan. Okay. Like I said, if you pulled, I don't know why mine seems so tight, and I pull the entire freaking piece off every time. Okay, and then here you have your heater. And then this goes to, this is for your extruder. Okay, so we have the board off. Got that all apart. Okay, now this is what we have. Now these 3 are the same, all flathead as you can see. And then, well, all flat face. Then you can see this guy's different. Well, okay, you can see this guy's different. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take this apart. And these guys go all the way through, so, they go all the way through to here. And if you're watching this video and you're like, man, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, look what my channel name is. I'm a newbie, man. I'm just trying to help out other newbies. All right, so we could go ahead and set this off to the side. Go ahead and set your extruder motor off to the side. Now, to pull this apart, you're going to kind of give this lever a little wiggle. Oh, no, you're not, because you got to take out 2 other screws first. You got to take out this guy and this guy. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. You can see these are the screws that went to the extruder. 3 are the same, flat face. 1 is rounded. Take that off, get that off. If you need to take the bracket off, there's only 2 more screws. There's only a screw in each side and holding it on. And you can take this whole bracket off with this fan and all. If needed, I can make another video to show you guys that. I have no problem with it. Okay, now here we are again. So we're going to go ahead and pull this guy back a little bit, give it a little wiggle, and we're out. This will be in there. So that goes in there. That's your, you know, your heating block. Tube down to your nozzle. So go ahead. You can either pull it apart like I did, or it does come, you can just pull it off like this as well. So if it does come out like the first way I pulled it off, it's not broken. Just slide it back together. It's okay. All right. So I don't have a clog right now, but if I were to have a clog, it would be right here. It'd be right here. This is where it gets into like a melted ball, and it won't go either way. So that's why the filament barely moves. So you got that all tore apart. These all simply pull straight out. And then to put it all back together, just do it the opposite way. So we're going to slide these two guys together. Make sure our cables aren't twisted. Slide these two guys together. The correct way, of course. Of course, when I'm making a video of it, it doesn't want to go on the first time. Normally it does. What do we got going on here? Hold on. What do we got going on? So see, like I said, not a big deal. That comes apart. Slide it all back together. Make sure it's pushed together when you're putting it together. Okay, we got our bearings sitting in place still correct. I think it was popped up just a little bit. Yep, he was popped up just a little bit. So that bearing, you want to make sure he's flush. Okay, now we can put it back together because everything should be straight and aligned. See, we'll make sure this is going on nice and straight. Give that guy a little wiggle. Check our other side. Make sure we're all together. All together, all the way around. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put our extruder back on. Now you're going to make sure that your cable, that your wire, is coming back to the side of the board that it needs to. So your board's going to go like this. So this extruder wire needs to go on this side, like so. And then you just drop the board and lose it somewhere. Oh, I see it. Okay. Recover that. Okay, let's try that again. So, you see now the extruder needs to go on. So the extruder, we'll go ahead and put the extruder on. We got the 3 flats. And then I go and do it the wrong way. Get out of there. Okay. Try that again. Goes on that side. Start this guy in. Like I said, look at the channel name, man. Noobie. No one's perfect. And why record it to make it perfect? You can just fast forward me if you don't like watching all my mistakes. I'm just trying to help you. That's why you're here watching this, right? Okay, as you can see, you have your extruder wire coming out the left side. It'll be coming from on the left side of the board. And then you have your 3 flat face screws, and then you have your 1 rounded with a rounded head. Okay, so we go ahead and tighten those guys up. All right, go ahead and put my side screws in so I don't forget about them, because sometimes that happens. Haven't had anything bad happen, but I'd rather not find out what happens if you have missing screws for an extended period of time. So, yeah. So now we have those bracket screws back on. Now we're going to go ahead and place our board. Get your board placed back on. So here you'll see. Let me get this guy going. Let me get this guy going first. A little easier to show you. Got your board. Goes on one way, of course, because you put it on the other way, you're not going to see any of your connectors. Your connectors are going to be pushing against the extruder unit, and it's just not going to work right. Okay, so you see you got your center screw here. This is the bottom screw on the carriage where it connects, and these are the two top that it connects to with the wire harness as well. Okay, so now we're going to plug them all back in. And if you get them mixed up, the board is labeled. Okay, but it's not that bad. So you have your leveling here. You have your extruder here. You have your hot end here. Okay, you with me? Okay, this guy's gonna come up and he's gonna come around. And he is, wait a minute here. Okay, no, I'm right. So this is gonna be this guy. Correcto mundo. Okay. So that's that fan, right? No, wait a minute. Hold on, bear with me here a moment. That is way too tight. This is fan. Okay, there we go. That's correct. Okay. All right, don't be like me and get your fans correct, okay? So that's your fan. This is your temperature monitor. Like I said, it's all labeled too. Is this not your temperature monitor? I know you belong in there, so go in there. Go in your home. Okay, so see it. Extruder, heater core, heater element, temperature, hot end fan, leveling. And then this will be this side of your cooling fan. This will be this side of your part cooling fan. Show you that right now. So we're gonna go ahead, slide this guy on, make sure our cables are out so we can get to them. Like this guy. Make sure you got enough. It's easier to get them in there while you're sliding it in, because this one's pretty short. It's fine, you know. Just gotta give it a little oomph sometimes, you know. Gotta lead it in there. Okay, there's that guy. The other guy's pretty easy to get on. If you have a little smaller fingers too, it probably helps. Okay, so there we go. We are all put back together. And if you did it right, it should work. All right, let's get it put back on the printer. Okay, we got our front short screws. We're gonna go ahead and set this guy up there. Well, let's go ahead and get one of these on the Allen first. Get ready for this. All right. Go ahead and set him up there. Snug that guy a little bit just to hold it. All right. Get your other one in there. All right. Now that you got those, I want to tighten them up. Yet, get your back harness, your back cable harness / screw mount in. I showed you guys where they are in the beginning of the video, so I ain't gonna flip around the printer again. I'm not doing that just because I'm lazy. I'm just telling you guys the truth. I'm just being honest. I'm lazy and I don't feel like unplugging it, flipping it back around. I just don't. It happens, okay? It happens. So we got our top two in. We're not even snug. We just tighten them a little bit. Now we get this bottom guy in. It's right in the center, right between the wheels. It's a pain in the butt sometimes, but we'll get it. Hey, look at that. We got it. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and tighten everything up. You don't have to get crazy with it. I mean, you want it snug, but you don't have to get, especially with these front ones, you don't want to get crazy because you don't want to break this plastic. Unless you're going to redo the plastic anyways, then you can do as you please. I mean, it's your printer. You do as you please anyways. Okay. Final part. Make sure you get that guy back in there. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how we're looking. We're reading. Okay, we're reading our stuff. Let's see. Settings. Let's get fans. Okay, maybe I should have replaced that fan while I was in there. Okay, I will be doing that before I fire this guy back up, clearly, because, come on, man. I'm trying to do a video here. This is what you're going to do to me? Okay, as you can see, temps and everything, you can hear that the fan is working, both sides. It's just that one. Okay, maybe I will not be replacing a fan. Okay, go ahead and turn those guys off, and yeah, that's how you do that. And all the Elegoo 3s are the same. The extruder setups are the same and everything. So this is the way to do it on any of the Elegoo 3s. The Elegoo Neptune 3s, I apologize. Now, the Neptune 4s, totally different. They have two different heads as well, I believe. One for the Pro and one for the Max, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I will put a comment somewhere here-ish if that's incorrect, or if it's correct, calling me an idiot, whatever. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video, and hope it helps you with your 3D printing journey. Have a good one, everybody.